The 2022 Republic Day marks 73 years of the great Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India is the principal document that formulates the rights, duties, and powers of citizens, governments, and its officials. The Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950 and took nearly 3 years to complete and is regarded to be the world's most extensive constitution. So today, on the occasion of Republic Day, I, Aman Kumar from class 11C, going to tell some of the important constitutional amendments that changed the course of India. Abolition of states according to classes and the introduction of union territories and reorganization of states by language. This was one of the first significant reforms of the boundaries of Indian states and territories, organizing them by the language spoken in those areas. This systematically arranged the states and lowered the complexity of state boundaries. The mini constitution inserted socialism and secularism in the preamble, a provision on fundamental. Secularism and socialism were inserted to restore the faith of the nation that minorities would be safe and not be exploited by the rich. Also, the main reason to add socialism was to promote social as well as economic equality in the country. Right to property deleted from the list of fundamental rights. The fundamental right to property in India was removed to permit the reorganization of land and to facilitate the land acquisition for developmental projects. Lawmakers may be disqualified on the grounds of defection. This was quite a controversial amendment in itself, since it was felt that this law would invade on the right of free speech of lawmakers. Under the amendment, a member of parliament or state legislature was considered to have defected if they either on their own resigned from their party or violated the directions of the party leadership on a vote. That is, they may not vote on any issue in violation to the party's decision. Voting age reduced from 21 to 18. The then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi explained it as an expression of the government's full faith in the youth of the country. The youth are aware and informed, and thus lowering of the voting age would provide an opportunity to the unrepresented youth of the nation to vent out their feelings and motivate them to become a part of the political process eventually. Introduction of Nagarpalikas and municipalities. During the early 90s, local bodies in states had become ineffective in holding regular elections or the maintenance of public infrastructure, electricity, and water supply. Free and compulsory education to children between 6 to 14 years. One of the most important amendments, the government directed private schools to take 25% of their class strength from economically weaker or disadvantaged groups of society through a random selection process with the help of the government funding. Moreover, the local and state governments were made to ensure its proper implementation. Allowed the government to pass laws relating to reservations to socially, economically backward classes, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in public and private higher educational institutions. Scheduled castes and scheduled tribes have been the most neglected and exploited people in India. The curse of untouchability has always been a dark spot on Indian civilization and culture. Therefore, for the very integrity, survival, and the nation's unity, the amendment to pass laws relating to such reservations were quite a need of the hour. Introduction of the Goods and Services Tax to prevent the idea of one nation, one tax. The most recent important amendment came with the implementation of the GST. All taxes that are imposed while purchasing goods will include both the central government's taxes as well as the state government taxes. The introduction of GST has deterred the state governments from randomly increasing taxes. So today, on the occasion of Republic Day, let's remember all the members of the Constituent Assembly and the leaders who contributed to Constitution of India and made our country a democracy. Jai Hind.